We're starting Be'ez Hashem siman Kufayin Zion by Yom Moshe, and we were just talking the last two simanim about the inyan of being matzik Rishaim. That it's an issue to speak to Rishaim and be machanef them and tell them that they're really good and everything's fine. And basically, what he said before is that those who taina that it's Avos Yisrael to speak good about to Rishaim and about Rishaim, it's really the opposite. It's really sinas Yisrael. Because when you're doing that, you're going to make them continue in their ways, and then they'll end up destroying Klal Yisrael. Yeah, and they'll end up being punished for it. If you want to really help them out, the best way is to give them mussar.
Yeah.
So Avos Yisrael would be to give them mussar. And he gives an example: Moshe Rabbeinu versus Bilam Rasha. Moshe gave to Chacham.
He said, "Only good."
When he went to the people, he said, "Atem chatasam chata gadol."
Bilam said, "Lo hibit avam b'Yakov, we are amal b'Yisrael."
Right. Bilam said there's nothing wrong, everyone's good, everyone's the greatest, so they thought they were so great, and that's why they fell afterwards with the B'nai Ismail. Okay, so V'hinei oimrim al ha-Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh v'Talmidav. People say regarding the Baal Shem Tov v'Talmidav HaKadoshim u'v'frat al HaKadosh mi'berditchev zchusi yagin aleinu Rebbe Yitzchak. People say that what they did was they said good about the Rishaim, and the mistake is obviously they didn't say good to the Rishaim about the Rishaim. They said good to Hashem. They were malamed zchus in front of Hashem about the Rishaim, but when they talked to the Rishaim, they weren't malamed zchus.
No, but he wasn't trying. Another Jew was doing it very. He didn't find out who was like mamash evil and told the Rosh how wonderful are your children.
Yeah, Yisachar pi doivrei sheker hadoivrei sal tzadik. The mouths that speak sheker about a tzaddik, about the Baal Shem Tov and Rebbe Yitzchak, should be closed, because al tzaddiko shel olam ha-Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh v'Talmidav HaKadoshim. They speak bad about the Baal Shem Tov and his Talmidim. Medabrim osik b'gaiva v'avuz. They speak with their arrogance about them. B'shvil geyusam sheroitzim lis kasher be'enei ha'olam. Because these people who speak good about Rishaim, they want to make themselves look good in the eyes of the world. B'masha machnifim Mr. Rishaim. The fact that they're saying good about Rishaim b'shvil to'altam. And the real reason is only for their own benefit, but they want to make themselves look better, so they go and they hang themselves on this idea that the Baal Shem Tov did this too. Boys of Vuzu as Talmidei Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh Lislois Bohem Buki Struki, and they go and they embarrass the Baal Shem Tov's Talmidim, and they say false rumors about them. Ki'ilu chas v'shalom hayu bein oisim shekilu lamakasiv. That they were also matziki Rishaim, and they had the kala, but the pasuk says, "B'kol nimretzis v'kol makasiv toyav as Hashem v'oiz v'toyer." It says there that matzik Rasha Marshia Tzadik toyav as Hashem gam shtehem. It's Mishlei Yud Zayin. So they want to say that the Baal Shem Tov and the Talmidim were like that too. B'vadai shahayu malamdim zchus. Now, it is for sure true that they used to be malamed zchus on Yidden. V'rachim al Yisrael, and they davened for Yidden. Beinam levein koinam, when they spoke to Hashem privately. B'tfilosam hazaka, when they're pure tefillos. K'Moshe asu Moshe Rabbeinu alav hashalom. Moshe went up to, and he said, "Vayichal Moshe espnei Hashem elokav, yoyim elam Hashem yecher apcha b'yamecha, u'bitlu kam gzeres b'Yisrael b'koichem aniskav." And with this power, the Talmidei Baal Shem Tov were able to take away gzeres.
Does that mean that the story about Rebbe Yitzchak stealing the Satan suitcase of accused Joel is true?
I don't know if every story is true, but
they were bavad. There's a story. He was davening and he saw the Satan, carry accusations against Kaicho, and reason they were stole from the Satan.
That privately between one and the other, that either one to the other or to Hashem they spoke and they said good about Yidden. When they spoke to the actual people that had the Averis, anytime that there was even the smallest hint of a sin, Talmidei Baal Shem Tov were great zealots, that they stood up against these people who did Averis.
I guess the Jew was eating on Tisha B'Av. I can start here.
Right.
We did say to the Jew, "Why are you eating on Tisha B'Av today?" He didn't have, "Oh, it's a good thing you're doing."
Why?
know the story was.
Well, he said first maybe you forgot.
He said maybe you forgot Tisha B'av. Of course you know Tisha B'av. But he said, but maybe you forgot to forbid Tisha B'av. No, of course you don't forbid the Tisha B'av. So maybe the doctor told you not to fast. He says, no, I actually never felt better. He says, oh, but look how wonderful people are. Even though they're doing an affair they don't like. Why don't you forgive your people? But he didn't tell you, oh, it's a good thing you're eating at Tisha B'av.
Yeah. They cried out against every small aver. And certainly against bigger averes, like our generation's averes. If they would be around today, they would be completely far from them. Now he brings a proof from the words of the Kedushas Levi himself. The beginning of Drush Pesach al Maimer v'halach ma'anya. The Maimer on the Haggadah. Shehevi Maimer Chazal Bisman Yisrael Oisim V'Chayin Shamakim Nikraim Bonim. The Gemara in Baba Basra. Right. So he said that when the Yidden are doing the Ratzon of Hashem, they're called sons, they're called children. When they don't, then they're called slaves. Because of Alzeh, the Rebbe Yitzchak writes on this, She'eino Muvan. He says, what's pshat that calls them Avadim? If they do against the Ratzon Hashem, then they're Rishayim, they're not just Avadim. Okay, so he doesn't bring what the teretz is there, but the point is, you see from this that he calls people who are not doing Ratzon Shamakim Rishayim. It could be that when he says that they're not doing the Ratzon Hashem, it could be they're not on the highest darga, but that doesn't mean they're Rishayim. They're not doing the best. Rebbe Yitzchak wasn't satisfied with the lashon of Avadim. He was upset. He said, why is it Avadim? It should be Rishayim.
Even the Baal Tanya says, which of course are in denial, but even the Baal Tanya says in the Tanya that it can't be that somebody who's a Beinani is half good, half bad, because Chazal tell us at the moment when one does one Avera, it's called a Rasha. And even if one of the Vatel Torah for one moment, he's a Rasha too. So therefore it can't be that a Beinani is someone who's half good, half bad. Because even one of them is called a Rasha, and he brings a Raya, they even puzzle Eidos. Meaning you can say that one who accustomed to doing one Avera and doesn't regret do true afterwards. So even the Baal Tanya says, and this was the Baruch
for one Avera, right?
Yeah, and this was the Baruch Mechutin. Of course, the Baruch will tell you, but this is what the Baal Tanya says. He held
that they should be called Rishayim. For sure, he wouldn't call such a person a tzaddik. Rebbe Yitzchak would not tell a Rasha that he's a tzaddik.
Even one of them
If you read through the Sefer Kedushas Levi, you'll find a lot of speaking against Rishayim.
And even